Hi, and welcome back for another video. Today, we're talking about Netflix and why I gifted myself just 1 month of Netflix for my birthday. Like most people in their 20s or 30s, I used to have a Netflix subscription that was just there all the time. And yes, while at the beginning we probably used it quite often, and while we may have used it here or there to rewatch something that we liked, when I did use it, it was not even to watch things that I was actually interested in. It was literally just a void, like almost like a compulsion to have to be watching something new all the time. And this would usually be at night for me, like before going to bed. And this is, to be honest with you, this is before I got back into reading again as an adult. So, back in my teens and early 20s, like I read all the time. Like that's what I did before bed. I would read for hours before going to bed. And then I lost that along the way, especially with having kids and, just life things. But before I got back into reading like I do now, just in my everyday, the thing that I did was watch a new show or a new movie and every single night. And it just got to be way too much. And I started to realize that. So, um, when I started decluttering, and as different values became more apparent to me, I realized that spending hours every evening watching series or movies that I honestly couldn't even tell you what they were about or what happened in them, like the next day or a week or a month from then, just really wasn't a good use of my time. So I figured, hey, if I'm decluttering all of this physical stuff out of my life, why not also declutter some of the stuff, that doesn't take up physical space, but it does take up like financial space and emotional space and trying to take up memory space, but obviously it wasn't because I still wasn't remembering what I was watching. So I I just got rid of all of our streaming services. I did keep Disney Plus for a quite a while, just because with kids it was super easy. It did have lots of things on it that we would watch or rewatch together as a family. But as of right now, I'm not actually subscribed to any streaming services except for Amazon Prime Video, which just comes with our Amazon Prime membership. If I didn't have Amazon Prime, then I don't think I would be subscribing. I would not subscribe to Amazon Prime Video on its own if that was an option. Anyway, back to the story of had my birthday. I was trying to think on the day of what it is that I wanted because I didn't ask for anything. I didn't want anything per se, just some of my boring things like, need some new t-shirts or just like everyday boring things. Like I could get that and I could get that. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to give myself 1 month of Netflix. Previously this year, the latest season of Bridgerton came out. I watched the show. I've loved the show since its beginning. And there was a couple other things that I knew were either out or maybe were going to be out soon. I didn't check before I got the subscription. Honestly, I just got it to be able to watch the newest season of Bridgerton. Here are the 6 things that I watched in 1 month of having Netflix. Number one, the latest season of Bridgerton, which is the season with Benedict and Sophie. I have no idea what season number it is. And to be honest with you, it is my least favorite season of Bridgerton to date. I like Sophie, but I do not like Benedict. I think he's whiny and spoiled, and his whole demeanor the entire time just sort of plays that up. He's just not my favorite Bridgerton character. And of course, I enjoyed, all of the pomp and circumstance and the lush over the topness that just is the Bridgerton world. Um, I'd have to say that it was a fun escape for, as a birthday present. Number two is K-pop Demon Hunters. And yes, I realize that we are like almost a year behind the times with this one. Um, but it was honestly such a delightful surprise. Like we loved it. We loved the music. I've gotten the soundtrack now on, all the things, and we just loved it. So it was a great one to watch as a family. And to be honest with you, it was one that I did not plan on watching at all because I can remember seeing K-pop Demon Hunters like on at friend's house for their smaller children, and just being like, what is this? Like, this is the stupidest. Do you know what? I'm a convert. I can't wait for K-pop Demon Hunters #2. #3, and this one I did know about. It was the Peaky Blinders movie called The Immortal Man, and I mean, it was good. Of course, it was Thomas Shelby. I appreciated that they had like, the actual, like the real cast. They didn't try to like recast it with anybody. But I do feel like it really needed to be an entire season, not just a movie. There was just so much like, oh, why are they doing it? It was just so shallow in the plot that yeah, I would have really appreciated this as being another like being like the actual final surprise season or something. #4 is House of Guinness, which I believe is written by or created by the same man who created Peaky Blinders. So no surprise there that I would enjoy it. It was good. I didn't hold my attention as much as I thought it would, but I still enjoyed it, and I would definitely be interested in seeing a season 2. #5, on a happier note, is Happy Gilmore 2. My son and I love Happy Gilmore. It's just a feel good, hockey kind of movie. There's not really that much hockey in it, but hockey is a big theme in it. And as a hockey family, I think any hockey family appreciates Happy Gilmore for all the fun that it brings. And #6 is Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. This is a movie that I actually saw in the library and added it to my TBW list. And while I was searching on Netflix to see if they had any Jane Austen movies on there, I saw this one popped up. So I'm like, you know what? I have Netflix. I'm going to watch it. And it was a delightful little Jane Austen romp. So that is it. That is everything that I personally watched on Netflix. I think my kids each watched maybe 1 or 2 shows in addition to this, but yeah, that was it. Now, when I re-upped my subscription for Netflix, I was a little worried that I would fall back into that, like, oh, I'll just keep it another month. It's just I don't even know, $10. It's just whatever the cost is per month. Just sort of fall into that trap of it's just an ongoing subscription. But I really did find at the end of the month that I was pretty much done with it. Didn't really have anything else that looked good on it, and I think this is exactly what caused me to get rid of the subscription in the first place a couple years ago. It's just that the quality of media, TV shows, movies, whatever, even like a lot of books nowadays, it's just so poor that I don't understand why things are as popular as they are. Like they're just the plots aren't there, or the plots are so simplistic that you're like, wow, this is really just stupid. Like why is this even getting the hundreds of millions of dollars that it costs to make a TV show or a movie? Why is this money going towards these projects? It's mind-boggling as to why that's happening. Yeah, so for me, while it was a fun diversion for a month, uh, definitely not worth it to have as an ongoing subscription. Just I wouldn't find enough things on it to make it worth it. And rewatching things just to rewatch things because you have the subscription, uh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I did have a question though from one of my family members about, there was a conversation back around Thanksgiving, and this was when the final season of Stranger Things was coming out. And I have watched Stranger Things. I've watched everything, I think, up to the final season. I think I was caught up to that point. I'm honestly not sure. I'll probably be rewatching it later this year when my youngest is what I consider old enough to watch the show. So I guess I can check in with you about that then. But, everyone was so worried about spoilers. Like, well, I can't go on Instagram, or I can't go on Facebook, or I can't go on blah, 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 blah. I can't talk to anybody because someone's going to spoil it. And that's actually, so that had me thinking about, am I worried about spoilers? Like, no, I'm not actually, because I don't ever have anything spoiled for me. And if something is spoiled for me, like for a TV show or a movie, it's usually because I've already read the book and I have a general idea of what's going to happen, even if it doesn't happen exactly that way in the show. But yeah, I don't think, I think being worried about spoilers is not a good reason to just watch everything right away or as fast as you can. Like, for me, it makes more sense. Like, if I'm going to watch a show like Bridgerton, for example, it makes more sense to me to wait until I know that the entire series has been released or will almost be all released by the time I start watching it. Because a lot of times now they're breaking things up to like where they only release a few here and then a few there. And they really make you wait and they spread it out over at least a couple months. And well, I have no problem with that. I mean, like that's what I'm used to. That's what I grew up with TV shows. um, I think it's just one more way for, it's just one more money grab for these subscription streaming services. And, you know, if, and yeah, so getting back to spoilers, don't be worried about spoilers. If you are considering decluttering some streaming descriptions from your finances for 1 month, for a couple months, for the foreseeable future, unless there's something that you really want to watch, don't be afraid of getting rid of one of these subscriptions merely because you're, you have a new show that's coming up that you really want to watch and you don't want to miss it. Like, don't worry. They will gladly open you back with open arms to re up your subscription whenever you want. Anyway, thank you for this. Thank you for tuning in for this quick little video. I feel like it was a bit all over the place, so I hope that it all made sense and that you got something from it. And I will see you next time.